Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. All righty. So the purpose of today's meeting is to pass a motion to approve a motion to approve sending the revised mandate and objectives to the Finance Committee so that they can review it and approve it. And the reason we had to do it today is because the committee meets on the 25th, which wouldn't give us enough time to come together and get it accomplished on that date. So everybody received a copy of it, and I got emails back saying that most people agreed with it. So is there any comments in regards to the document that was sent out? And if you don't have it, I put it up on my screen and share it with everybody. Everybody is okay with the revised terms?
Paulette has her hand up.
Okay, so Brandy, we want to pass a motion that approves sending revised terms, the mandate and objective.
Donna,
Yes?
Paulette's trying to speak to you.
Oh, I can't. Oh,
yeah. She's got her hand up for you first before we go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Paulette. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. There's just is how you sent it. Is that exactly how it's going to be presented?
That it's going in that format, yes.
Okay, there's just a couple of questions, and that is, you have to review the age-friendly plan. Should a suggestion is to put to annually review the age-friendly plan?
Okay, the reason I just put review the age-friendly plan, it could be an ongoing instead of an annual. So if you do an annual, that means you do it once a year. If you review the age-friendly plan, you can be doing it ongoing. So for example, if we come up with an issue around housing because we've had a presenter, and at that time we would like to make a recommendation that the age-friendly plan relook at issues relating to housing, we can do it. But I'd like to take comments from other people. How do they feel about it? So that was the reason that I just didn't say annually, because that means that through the year we might have other issues that come up that affect it.
That's fine then. The next one then would be to make recommendations to recognize seniors in the community. Would that one be annually?
All of the issues in the objectives are ongoing. So any issue, so if we have a meeting with a group of seniors and something comes up and we want to make a recommendation in regards to that, say from the town hall that we have in June, we have a number of issues and we come back as a committee and we discuss those issues and then we want to make a recommendation, we would do it. So we wouldn't just do it annually. So when you put annually, you're putting a specific time frame onto it.
So that the recommendations then, that's not for what we talked about at another meeting where we're going to recognize a special senior for their contributions?
That is to make recommendations and recognize seniors in the community. So again, okay, Pat, you had a comment?
I'm just wondering, maybe to address Paulette's concern, should we put the words as required rather than annually?
Where is annually? You mean
develop? No, she's asking if we should put annually.
Okay.
But would it clarify it if we were to put to make recommendations as required that recognize seniors in the community?
I don't think that necessarily.
Okay, it was just a suggestion.
But the reason that annually isn't in there, annually is when you do something once a year at a specific time. When you leave it open-ended, it can be any meeting. So that's what we're trying to do.
That's why I was suggesting as required.
Yeah, but
if you don't feel it's necessary, that's fine.
It's open-ended.
My only query on that, Donna, is that are we making recommendations to recognize seniors in the community more than once a year? I was under the impression that that was something that we were going to do wants to recognize the special senior for all that they've done. And once a year, that is, they're given an award.
Yes, that was Anne Marie's recommendation that we look at that, but there was also another one that at our last meeting came up besides that. Sure, I wrote it down. What it does is it allows you to be a part of that and make that recommendation. But if something else comes up, say, you know, there's one where, you know, we get into, I don't know, Canada Blooms, or we get into something where the province or the Canada puts out an event to recognize individuals, we might want to also participate in that as a part of City of Barrie. So what it does, or what it's meant to do, is that the one specific award that Anne Marie recommended, we would want to be a part of, but it doesn't restrict us to just that one. So if we found there was something else we wanted to recommend seniors for, we would be able to do that. It's not restricting us.
Okay. And there's just one other thing, and it's just changing the wording. And this is fine, but this is just another suggestion. The last two, instead of saying to develop, you have annually there, to annually develop a work plan. And the last one is to annually report on accomplishments instead of leaving it at the end. And that's just a suggestion. It's okay the way it is, but it just makes it more prominent that we want to do it yearly when it's said at the beginning than closer to the end. Again, just a suggestion.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with making that change. It doesn't change the meaning of those two statements, so we can approve the motion with those two changes. Is that okay with everybody? Anybody else?
Molly has her hand up to speak.
Pardon?
Molly has her hand up to speak.
Molly, go ahead.
Thank you. Excuse me. I view that we're talking about two different things here. We're talking about the mandate and nominating a senior. I don't see they're part and parcel of the same thing.
Oh,
The nominating is
two.
part of an objective. It's not a mandate. The mandate is the first statement, and the
Yes.
objectives are the second statements. And that is where nominating a senior comes into play, is part of our objectives.
And I thought you were talking about wanting a motion about the mandate.
Well, it's mandate and objectives.
Oh, pardon me. I
Okay.
stand corrected.
Thank you for the clarification. Appreciate that. Anybody else have any input that they feel that would help? No? Okay. So Brandy, need your help. So we need a motion to approve sending the recommended changes to the mandate and objectives to Finance Committee for approval. And is that how you would phrase it?
Yeah, so I will definitely work on that today, and then I'll send that to you so you can see what's going to the committee today. So it's going as is. Am I correct? No changes?
With two changes on the last 2 points, to move the word annually to before, to annually develop and to annually report, as opposed to leaving it after.
To annually report on accomplishments.
Right.
Okay, where's the second annually going?
To develop, instead of to develop,
Annually develop a work plan?
right.
Okay. All right, because that word wasn't there, all right. Okay, so clarification, it's going as is with those two changes, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you can take it from here, and if the committee agrees on these changes and the mandate with objectives as they are, then yeah, I can definitely write that up and then I'll send it out to you to show you what's going to the committee at the end of the month.
Okay, so can we just have a vote? Does everybody agree? Everybody's agreeing to this? Anybody
Yep,
not agree?
I agree.
I can't hear the people on the phone or see their hands up. So if everybody agrees, then Brandy.
Yes, Paulette agrees.
Okay. The last thing is for next meeting, we had started looking at questions. I'll send you out an email, and if people we want to develop that questionnaire for our town hall. So if you could just add to it, and then we'll bring it back to the meeting next month for at the end of the month for discussion, so that we can get some questions developed for our town hall meeting. Hopefully it goes forward. Great. Okay, thank you everybody for your time. Thank you, Brandy. I know you're very, very busy and I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all at the end of the month. Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for coming on. Bye.
Right.